Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC and welcome to this edition of Channel Chat. And I have to be honest, guys, I'm really kind of excited to do this. I'm excited to do them all, to be perfectly honest with you, but I'm really excited to do this one because joining me today is Austin from traditionalpocketknives.com or C. Risner Cutlery. And I've talked to Austin through Instagram like we always do, and he's got an awesome story that I think I would love to hear more about. And I think you guys would be, I think it's just going to be an awesome story to hear. So how you doing, man? How you doing, Austin?
Doing good, man. Thank you so much for having me.
I do appreciate this very much. I know you're kind of working a crazy schedule like I do a lot of times. So I really appreciate you taking the time to get on here and do this. I
Yeah, same
really,
here,
really
man.
do.
I appreciate it.
So, well, I know this is called Channel Chat, and we kind of mentioned the website and the store, but you actually do have a channel,
I
C.
do, yeah.
Risner Cutlery, and
Yep.
you kind of just do they're kind of little promo spots basically for the store. Is that a true statement or a correct statement?
Yeah, so I have Instagram and Facebook too. So the videos and the pictures I take, I pretty much try to convert them to YouTube as well. And they're
Okay.
just, like you said, they're just short videos. They're nothing that, involves a narrative or anything like that.
But you show off some pretty cool looking knives. I do have to say that.
I try to, man.
So, traditionalpocketknives.com. That is the store, C. Risner Cutlery.
Yep.
Could you give us just a little bit? I kind of blew up the story. Can you just give us a little bit of background
Yeah.
on that?
Yeah, so Grandpa started the business back in the mid '70s. Honestly, just like as a weekend hobby, he was just that kind of man that he needed something to work on the weekends, and he started going to knife shows. And I mean, from there, it just uh, it just came to be something that he fell in love with. And about the mid '80s and '90s, he started dealing with the German eye brand Shatten Morgan. Those were the two big ones. And from there, it just took off to be almost a full-time business for him. He was a school teacher, chemistry teacher, then a high school
Oh wow!
principal.
Oh,
So
that's
he
cool.
was doing all of that and the knives. And then he retired, I believe in the early '90s when I was born. And then from there, he just took it and ran with it, and something that he loved, and it turned out to be something that I loved and loved spending time with him. And it's just a good blessing for me.
That is too cool, man. So it was kind of sorta a hobby for almost 20 years, weekend type hobby, like you said. And trust
Yeah.
me, I get what you're saying because guys from that generation always had to be doing something.
Oh, I
And I think
completely
my
agree.
dad is from,
Yeah.
my dad was probably is from that same era, and he wasn't happy. I remember when my dad retired, man. I thought my mom was gonna choke him
Oh yeah.
because he was around the house so much. And
Exactly. Right.
she's like, "You need to do something."
Mhm.
So
Yep.
he would,
Yep.
but it was funny. So you were telling me you kind of started out helping your grandpa
Yeah.
doing like stock and stuff maybe, or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so I was probably 1, 2 months old, and Grandpa, had always had knives around me.
yeah,
Not that I would, hold them or play with them at that young
right.
age, but man, he's had me involved with knives ever since I was a little guy. And I just remember, being 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and just going to knife shows and being at the knife shows, and him, having me involved with the youth club. And I mean, then from there, then about high school. High school is when I probably started to help him fill orders and kind of get more involved with it. And
Sure.
then from there, I joined the Marine Corps and went off to the Marine Corps, came back, and that's when I probably really got involved with the website and redesigning the website. And at that time, he had shattenmorgan.com, crisnercutlery.com, and clarencereisner.com. And those, so Shatten Morgan was obviously for Shatten Morgan. C. Risner Cutlery was for like the Queen knives, the Queen City knives. And
Hmm.
then the clearancerisner.com. That was for like the Indian heads, some German eye. It was just kind of like the third backup website. So what I did was I made those 3 websites into one big website as it is now, traditionalpocketknives.com. So
oh wow, so you were kind of the you were kind of the, well, it sounds like you did a little bit of everything, but you were kind of the tech guy and everything. Dude,
Yep.
that's too cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool. So now, is it safe to say that you are C. Risner Cutlery?
Yeah, Grandpa is truly C. Risner Cutlery. He's
Sure,
the
sure.
man. The bond I had with him was incredible. The bond I have with my grandfather and my father is just, I'm blessed to have 2 men in my life that have truly influenced me. But I still like to see or say that C. Risner Cutlery is still Grandpa. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, you're pretty much, I'm pretty much the guy that runs everything. I mean, I take the pictures, I upload the information, I do the social media, so I'm pretty much it now. So
Very, very cool. That is awesome. I just, when you first said that, I was like, oh man, that would just, how cool would that be? I mean, us as, you know, like YouTubers, or just, we kind of throw the term knife guy around, so on and so forth. Dude, it pretty much sounds like you're like the prototypical knife guy, man. It sounds like it's been used since the beginning, for the
oh yeah,
most part.
pretty
That
much,
is
man.
that is too cool, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So, give us a little rundown the of the store. I know you guys have got some really awesome brands on there, because right now you still carry what, Shatten Morgan,
Yep.
uh, GEC.
Yep.
You started carrying Finch knives,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
which, to be perfectly honest with you, I think is kind of how you and I really started talking, was over
I think so.
Finch.
Yeah. hmm Pretty much.
And now Finch is not technically traditional, but dude, what they do
Right.
with that, I've said it quite a bit, but that blend of modern and traditional,
Yeah.
man, I mean, well, I'm gonna take every
There,
opportunity I can.
there you go,
Hold
man.
on, I've got some backlight here
Yeah,
coming in the window, but
it's just
man,
it's a beautiful. The holiday is
oh,
just, it's that doctor's knife with that modern flip to it, that modern touch, modern bolsters. I mean, it just really ties in the old to the new.
oh, I mean, it's, to me, when I first saw this knife,
Oh yeah,
I was like, that is a knife Doc Holliday would have had in his pocket.
yep. And that warning, man. I mean, that just, it fits right
Oh
in.
yeah, it's just a beautiful. I mean, it's a traditional blade, obviously,
Yeah.
but man, it's just, what a gorgeous knife. And then they kind of get into a little bit more of the,
Oh yeah.
I
Yep.
love this little guy, man. The Rentley is
Yeah.
just an awesome, awesome little
It
knife.
is. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think this is the one I got from you.
I was gonna say, I was
Yeah,
pretty sure I
yeah,
sent that one to you.
yeah. But this, oh man, I know I'm gonna. Mukurudi is what they've told me.
Don't ask me, man.
I've had some guys that have worked with wood, when I was trying to
Mhm.
figure out how to pronounce it. They're like, well, we've worked with a lot of different woods, and everybody called it Mukurudi, so that's kind of what I went with. I
Mhm.
guess it's right. I really have no idea,
Don't ask me,
but
man.
it's an awesome. I love that.
It is, yeah. It's
And
very beautiful.
and some of the ones you see in the pictures, that grain structure is a lot darker,
Mhm.
and it's just, man, there's some really, really beautiful, beautiful knives out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
for sure.
with those wood covers on them, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, what did we say? We said Shatten Morgan, GEC, Finch,
Yep. And then line steel.
Lion Steel. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Duh, because I pulled this one out.
Oh yeah, there you go, man.
One of my favorite Lion Steels is the
Yeah, it's a
Hot Net. I love that blade. I mean, it's kind of got that, that 940-ish kind of reverse Tanto style blade. And when I
yeah.
saw that because the 940 was kind of like my first quote unquote grail knife. It was one of the first knives that I was like, oh man, I want one of those.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And when I saw that blade on this knife, I was like, oh yeah. And of course, it's red, so
Oh yeah, of course, man.
it just kind of did me in. But
Yeah.
speaking of red, you guys have got something. Is the sale on now? You do a lot of with the GECs. You do kind of a what's the best way to put it? Like email lottery? Is that the best?
Yeah,
How do you?
I mean, the Great Eastern Market, man, it's just blown up. And
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
from when I first started carrying it, man, I mean, they were still popular. I mean, they were still,
Oh,
of
yeah.
course, Great Eastern quality was great. And I don't know what it is, but these last 2 or 3 years, man, it's just the market is blown up. And I would just like pretty much every other dealer, it's just so easy to set a date and time release, put the knives on there and just let them sell. And I limit one per customer order,
Sure.
whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But it just got to the point where these newer guys, they're using Apple Pay, they're using Google Pay,
Hmm.
PayPal. It's just so
Hmm.
quick to check out. And I think these older gentlemen, they don't have that just yet, or they don't know how to use it. So I was trying to think of a way, how can I make it fair for everyone? And dude, I spent 2 or 3 months going back and forth on ideas and checking out apps to see if they're affordable. Is it worth my time? Is it um, reasonable as far as the price and all that?
Sure.
And so I finally found the email lottery kind of system. And then from there, I threw around a few ideas and then found an app. And the app was pretty expensive, but I figured I could probably make my money back within a few months. And so I just went with that, and it's working. It's a lot. It's probably the best way out there to be fair to everyone. But
Sure. Sure.
like I said, man, it's so easy just to put a date and time, send out an email, and like that's what I did with these 71 bullnose, the red micarta. It's just I had so many of them, and then if I would have done the email lottery, that's just there you go, man. Of course, it's red. But if I would have done the email lottery, that's so many invoices, and that I would have had to send out. And some guys, they pay them right away, and some guys pay them. They have a 24-hour limit, so they have 24 hours, and then it's just it's a hassle for me. And like I said, with the date and time release, I can just shoot it on the website. They sell out, and then from there, I can just start plugging and tugging and shipping. So
There you go. Now I do hear that. Now I'm not a huge slip joint collector,
mhm.
so to speak. I don't really. I kind of started collecting these Rough Rider reserves that are coming out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, when I talk a lot about Rough Rider on the channel.
Mhm.
The reason I do is because I think it's a great way for beginners, new people getting into the slip joint world to be able to get into them, find out what they like, and then if they really get into it, well, then obviously you can branch out to your cases and GECs and all those. But I hear it all the time, with when GEC does a release, I mean, those things go and
Mhm.
they go quick. They
Yeah.
go really quick.
I mean, we're talking within 30 seconds sometimes. I mean, these
Are you
71.
serious?
Oh, so these 71s, I had a lot. So they sold out within about 3 minutes. I think I got the last notification at 8:04 because I released it at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But I mean, I tell you what, there's some of these Great Easterns, man. I mean, they'll sell out within 30 seconds. It's at first
So,
you don't believe it, but yeah.
so I'll ask you a question, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
Oh, you're good.
But you said they sold out in like 4 minutes or whatever.
Mhm.
How many sold out? How many sold that quick?
So I had a total of 65, I believe.
So you had, I mean,
And
they
that's
they
just
kind of
red.
they kind of limit what they send, don't they?
They do. And that was just 2 batches. And I just got an email yesterday. So I have more reds coming and then
Mm.
obviously the greens coming. So yes, I'm gonna have to
Oh,
do another so the release probably Thursday or Friday coming up. I'll have both the red and the green again. So
okay, okay. So now, doggone it. Unfortunately, this is probably gonna release after The knives release. So sorry about that.
That's all right.
But like you said, if they go out that quick, now you said the green are coming. Is that the dark OD green?
So, that's what I thought it was, the OD Green Linen Micarta, but I looked on the Great Eastern website, and they're just listing it as Green Linen Micarta, which I'm sure is the same thing. But I mean, there might be a slight difference. I really don't know.
Because the one that got me into getting this one was, I think that was the OD Green one.
Okay.
I got that from my buddy Grateful Panic. And that's, and he is the one that really got me back into slip joints, to be perfectly honest with you. We started out in YouTube kind of the same time, and we were trading knives back and forth, and he had a lot of GECs.
Cool.
And that's how I got to see a lot of the GECs and come to appreciate the quality and everything behind them. And I mean, I've got the 71. I don't have very many right now. I think I have 3 GECs in the collection right now. But you talk about some really, really beautiful knives.
Oh yeah. I mean, the work they do is hey, the last time I went up in 2019 for the rendezvous, they had, I think, 30, 35 workers. And a lot of these guys, they think that Great Eastern can just produce, tons and tons of knives. But when you have 30 workers, that's such a limit to what you can do.
Sure.
I think some people think that Great Eastern is like this, big company with thousands of workers, and they're trying to limit the knives on purpose to, create the beauty and all that. But no, they legitimately have, they're up in Titusville, Pennsylvania. So there's not like there's, like here in Dayton, Ohio, or Cincinnati, where there's just tons of people, and it takes time for, each new employee to learn the trade and learn, actually make a pocket knife, because a lot of people it takes a long time for a true good pocket knife to be made.
That's any idea? Now you said you visited him up there. Dude, I would love to do that. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of how long it does take to make like a 71? Did they tell you or anything like that?
No, it really just depends on, is it a 1, 2, 3, 4 blade knife?
Sure, of course,
What kind
of
of
course.
material? I mean, I talked to Bill. Bill, when he makes, like the linen micartas or some man-made resource handle material, it's so much easier to work with rather than working with, bone or stag. That's what takes a little bit longer time.
Sure.
But yeah.
Dude, that's so cool. Now, Shatten Morgan is a company that I don't have a lot of experience with. Can you maybe give us a little intro into Shatten Morgan?
Yeah, so like I said, Grandpa, he really got into Shatten Morgan. Probably 1995 time frame, maybe a little bit earlier, but not much. And so at that time, Shatten Morgan was kind of like Great Eastern, and of course Bill was working. Bill Howard, the owner of Great Eastern, was working for Shatten Morgan or Queen Cutlery at that time.
Okay, yeah.
So to kind of put it into a little diagram, so Queen Cutlery was like it was the company. So that was the main part of the company. Then from there you had your Queen City knives, your Queen knives, and then your Shatten Morgan Cutlery knives.
Okay.
So like I said, Grandpa got hooked on Shatten Morgan, and at that time they were starting the Keystone series, which about involves 5 to 7 knives per series, and that was from 1990 to 2010. And I mean, that was Grandpa's big sellers, and he knew how to move them. And then from there, he just started working with Queen and Shatten Morgan, and the SFOs, the special factory orders that Grandpa had made through Queen, they're beautiful. They're they're what you see in GC now. You know, they're the dark red and brown bones. They're the um, just beautiful knives. I mean, pearl handled, um, just awesome knives.
Wow. Okay. Now, I know there's kind of been a revival with Queen and Queen City through Smoky Mountain. They've got the, I guess, the trademark or whatever.
They
Like,
have the Queen City trademark, or
yeah,
the Queen City, I believe.
yeah, and they have started releasing knives under the Queen City name again and kind of reviving that. Now, the old
Yeah.
Queen City, I don't have, I really don't have a lot of experience with because, well, they were pretty much, I think, gone by the time I really started getting into knives as far
Mhm.
as new knives,
Yeah.
as far as new knives are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Daniels family, Ken and Ryan, they purchased Queen back in 2011, 2012, and then ran it all the way till 2018. And then when they closed in 2018 officially, I mean, my Queen Cities and Queen and Shatten Morgans just started selling, and that's, obviously I completely understand why.
Right,
Um,
right.
but yeah, I would say it took about a year in all my Queen Cities and Queen Pearl knives, and I mean they were gone, and I still have Grandpa has so many, like I said, Keystone series, and I've just been selling those, and I still have very little, but I still do have some, which is good because I don't want to run out of them. They're still they mean a lot to me too. So
Oh, sure, of course. I mean, that's kind of this is all basic connection with your grandfather.
yeah.
I
Hmm.
mean, that's what it is. And I mean, you made the statement, that you're blessed to have, your grandfather and your dad in your life like that. And it's just, that is so awesome that you have been able to share this experience.
Oh yeah.
And it's just too cool. Very cool. So being around knives all your life,
Hmm.
what
All
was all your life, all your life, what was your
Mm.
first knife?
Gosh, like I said, Grandpa, I mean, he started a collection for me before I was even born. So there's an ammo can full of, I mean, knives that are German Eye, first release Shatten Morgan, Queen, Indian heads. I mean, to narrow down what my first knife was, I honestly could not tell you. Let's just say
Okay.
Grandpa had so many for me that by the time I realized, what pocket knives are, and I was starting to get into it, he
Right.
had me a table full. So it's unfair to say, I had one knife or one specific knife. I mean, I tell you what, man, Grandpa, he loved his grandkid, and he had a whole bunch for me. So
Wow. So okay. So I don't think I'm gonna call myself a knife guy anymore because it seems like I can't compete with having a collection before I was born.
yeah,
So
right.
that's too
Well,
cool, man. That is so awesome. And you have those, and
it's all memories, man. That's what I love.
yeah, for
Memories.
sure, for sure. Now you said they used to the I brand.
Mhm.
We used to sell those too. That was one I discovered here, not to be perfectly honest with you, not too long ago.
Mhm.
The I brand, and it's another. I really dig in. That I think I have. Well, there again, I only have one. I think, and I didn't pull it out, but there's so many.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if you're familiar with like Tobias Gibson, Knife Chats with Tobias,
Yes.
his channel here on. Dude, I tell you what, that guy, I learn a lot from that guy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He has.
Watching his videos and
Mhm.
his knowledge of the more traditional style, and especially you're talking about Camp Kings and Scout
Yeah.
knives and that. I mean, it's fun. It's fun to learn that and fun to experience that, and just, well, I mean, that was pretty much the reason why I started my channel, because I like knives.
Yeah.
And I'm learning as I go.
Oh yeah.
Because you find, you find stuff all the time that it's just.
Oh yeah. You think you've come to this time where you've mastered pocket knives, and then something will hit you, and it's
No,
all,
no. I got a
just
long way to go, man. I got a
yeah.
long way to go. Very cool. This is this is probably the first, really kind of traditional, conversation I've had focused on traditional
Yeah.
slip joints and stuff. And that was another reason why I wanted to do this.
Mhm.
Now, are you into the more modern knives at all?
No, I'm not.
You're a traditional slip joint guy.
Yeah,
Except for Finch. Except for Finch. You got to say it. Except for Finch. No.
yeah, what's kind of cool is Finch is kind of introducing me. They're introducing me to the more like modern, like
Sure.
Spyderco,
Sure.
tactical, Benchmade kind of knives, which is cool because I'm not gonna lie, that's just something that Grandpa was never into,
Sure.
and I still appreciate them. They're still beautiful knives. It's just my knowledge of them is just I just don't know much about them, and I always tell people, could I get into tactical knives and sell those? I'm sure I could, but to me, my heart is where Grandpa is, and that's traditionals, and that's
Sure.
quality traditionals, and there's just something unique about. I think that's what makes my website unique is it's traditionals. It's not everything. It's not a whole bunch of Chinese stuff, Japanese stuff, German
Right.
stuff, Italian stuff. It's good traditional quality knives.
And you have that niche.
I did.
You've got that. You're in that, and I can completely understand you saying that, because I mean it was what you were raised around. I mean
Yeah,
it's your business, so I totally get that. I just was wondering, if you really ever had gotten into that type of knife, or
yeah, yeah.
you just. Sounds like Austin is a traditional guy, and that's probably the way it's going to be, and that's cool.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I said, Finch is kind of introducing me to some tactical stuff, which is neat for me because, like the Devil's Finger that Finch is coming out with, that's on
Oh,
their
I'm waiting
website.
for that one.
Oh, dude, it looks pretty cool, man. So like stuff like that. I think it'll. I've already done a little bit of research just to familiarize myself, with that kind of brand or that kind of
Sure.
style of knife, and
Sure.
we'll see where I go with it. So.
Dude, and I tell you what, Spencer's killing me.
Dude, Spencer, man, he's a smart man. He knows his what do you want to call it? Knife.
Knifeology.
Knife. Yeah,
There
right.
we go.
There you go.
That's what I kind of call it. But no,
Yep, yep.
dude, they just kind of exploded.
Yeah, I saw, the Ronley on Instagram one day, and I was like, I've never seen that before. So I clicked on whoever shared it had a had their Instagram page
Hmm.
tag. I clicked on it. I'm like, like what we already talked about. It's the modern style, but it's also kind of traditional as well. So yeah, I hit Spencer up and started carrying them. So
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, and they've been. I said he's killing me, man. They've been teasing all these
Dude,
all these
yeah.
knives. The what we've got, the Devil's Finger. They've been teasing the Drifter. Oh, the Cherry Bomb.
Cherry bomb is that's gonna be special to me.
Dude, that red smooth bone.
There you go. Yep.
Oh man, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
and he's
Mm-hmm.
like, it was a while back, and he's like, I was like, come on, man, when's it coming? He's like, oh, it's coming. And I'm like, you're kidding, don't do this.
Right.
But
Yep.
no, I mean, and the designs they come up with are, I mean, they have that, like I said, they have that kind of traditional flair blend, however you want to describe it. But the designs are very unique in their own way as well.
Yep.
And that's where I think they're killing it.
Oh, completely. Yeah.
I mean, these designs are just, it's like, wow, I haven't really seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that really, really, I mean, I love the Runtley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how Spencer and I started talking is,
Mm-hmm.
I think we got it. I'm pretty sure it came to me via the pass around group that I'm in.
Yeah.
And when I got it and saw that it was patterned after a fishing lure, and I love to fish, and it was just, I just love that little knife. And he immediately contacted me, and he's like, "Dude, your review or your," he's like, "That was awesome." And I'm like, "Dude, it's easy to do a good review of an awesome little knife." And that's just kind of, we've just taken it from there. And then when that 1929 came out,
Oh, that's
oh
special right there.
my goodness, man, it's
I mean,
kind of
that's
got
like a
that.
traditional Barlow style.
Yeah.
You can tell people love it, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I like they're going back and releasing some of them in the different covers, the cover materials,
Yeah.
and they even done a little bit of the kind of the, they've gone with the bone, and they've kind of gone with the micarta. And they
Mhm.
did the 1929, it was also available in carbon fiber, so they got that kind of, there you go again with the blend of the two,
Yeah.
modern materials with that traditional feel to it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just, I mean, I don't, they were my knife company of 2020.
Mhm. Oh,
They
easily.
were,
Yeah.
because they just blew onto the scene and just blew up, and it just
Mhm.
kept coming.
Yeah.
And I guess I've never really asked Spencer, like, how long did it take from the idea of Finch knives
Mhm.
to getting Finch knives? I've never really asked him that. I probably should. Maybe
Yeah.
I should have
Yeah.
him on. Maybe I should have him on and talk to him. That's
Oh,
probably a good
he would
idea.
love this. I'll tell you that.
Oh, he's and there again. I mean, we've just spoken, via Instagram and stuff like that, kind of
Yeah.
like we do.
Mhm.
And he is just he just sounds like a dude you could just sit down,
Oh
have a
yeah.
beer with, and just
Yeah.
talk.
I mean, just like you said, through his messages, you can just tell that he loves,
Oh
what
yeah.
he's doing,
Oh yeah.
design that he's putting out. And something I love about Finch is they connect. So, like you said, they connect like the holiday with Doc Holiday. There's always a story behind that
That's
knife.
that's the other reason, is that inspiration behind
Yeah.
that. I mean, even with a knife kind of like the with the Cimarron,
Hmm.
that's probably one of their more non-traditional blend
Yeah. A
type of
little.
knives. Well, the Runtley is too, kind of. I mean, but still, the inspiration of how they came up with that design, and the blades on the
Yeah.
giant, wind turbines and stuff.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's just, there's always a story, and especially the story with the holiday.
Yeah.
That family connection with the doctor's knife, and
Mhm.
it's just, how can for me, it's like, man, how can I not want to be a part of that?
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah.
like, there you go, there's that, like you said, your connection with your grandfather and stuff. They have a connection to, basically, well, the family, obviously, with the holiday, but
Mhm.
just the world, almost, it seems like, because the Takuna, its inspiration from the tribe, was it
Mhm.
South American tribe,
Oh man,
I
what was it?
believe, or Central
Yeah.
American tribe.
Yeah. Something very close to
And
that. Yeah.
that's where it came, and it's just, I was like, wow, man, and I'm actually kind of envious
Hmm.
of people that are that dang creative, to be perfectly honest
Oh
with
yeah,
you.
man. Yeah, for
It's just
sure.
to think of it and be like, okay, and then it comes out on paper, and then boom, it's there, and it's like,
Mhm. Yeah.
how did you do that? It's like,
No, I get it,
it's,
man.
and I will have to say that, with the traditional slip joints and stuff, I think they've definitely, you kind of talked about that with GEC and stuff, but they've definitely made a resurgence.
Yeah.
I think social media has really helped that out.
Yeah.
Instagram taking the picture, because, like, you're talking about these Shatten Morgans, these keys, just some
Mhm.
beautiful,
Oh yeah.
beautiful knives.
Yeah.
And people that, you know, haven't really seen that side of the knife collecting got introduced to them.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
think social media has really, really helped that, which is awesome.
Hmm. For sure. Yeah.
And my goodness. So we can't remember what, well, you had a collection before you were born. So
Right.
you're the true knife guy. So like I said, I'm going to quit calling myself that, but
No.
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But now you're, this is still, C. Risner is still, it's not your primary. You have a quote unquote day job, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
the rest of us.
Yep.
So, but man, it's got to keep you pretty busy.
Dude, it's you know, so grandpa, let's go back to like 2012, 2013. We would have, you know, 3 or 4 orders a day. You know, nothing too serious. Just, you know, it was enough to where we could bond and, you know, just while we fill orders, just talk and you know, have a good time.
Sure.
And then you know, when he passed in 16, that's when I just started um how do you put it, just making it more modern, you know, social media,
Mm-hmm.
like what we
Mm-hmm.
just talked about, Facebook, Instagram. And I started email marketing. And you know, I started doing a whole bunch of research as far as, you know, your own, you know, online business and how it works and what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And man, it's like, you know, as you notice, it's just taken off. You know, I'm blessed, I'm thankful. um but yeah, it's just you know, now it's, you know, I might have still the same like 3 or 4 orders a day, or I might have 25 to 50. I mean, it's weird how
Wow.
the cycle, you know, or the
Mm-hmm.
waves, you know, go up and down with sales.
Sure.
But you know, it's just like some days, like yesterday, I had over 100 orders. You know, obviously those
Wow.
that included the, you know, bull noses. But when
Right.
people visit the website, I mean, they order a bull nose and they order a slip, or, you know, a leather knife slip, or they order more knives, or, you know, they'll order stickers. You know, I have those Great Eastern stickers that everybody loves, and, you know, I have my own stickers. I have a whole bunch of, yep, there you go, man. Heck yeah. But
Oh,
yeah,
here it
it's
is.
just
There it is.
yeah, they're cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, the rubber patch.
I really appreciate
Yeah,
you sending these out, man.
yeah, of course, man.
These have become an awesome addition to my, you know, my live stream swag bags and stuff.
Yeah,
And very cool. I do appreciate you sending that stuff out,
absolutely, man.
man. Very,
Yeah, I
very cool.
appreciate your support and all that you do for the traditional community and all that.
Now, give us a little bit of a, if you can, I know you kind of did, but give us a little round. Of course, you sell the knives,
Yep.
but give us a little bit of an idea of what else you sell on the website.
Yeah, so you know, I sell the knives, and then uh 2017, 2018, I really wanted to get into leather slips. You know, that's something that I'm selling, these beautiful knives, but I'm not offering any kind of like pocket protection with them, or, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm not. And you know, a lot of these guys, they want to carry a knife, but they don't want to throw in their, you know, pocket with keys, change,
Sure.
you know, whatever. So you know, I did a like, here we go, going back to doing a lot of research. I did a lot of research of, you know, what kind of leather I wanted, what kind of designs I wanted, what kind of designs were already out there, but I wanted to have my own design. You know, I didn't want to just start copying people. And so I went, you know, with in that route. And then I started, you know, who do I want to make my slips, you know, and then I found Low Tide Leather, you know, out on the West Coast. And dude, he does an incredible job. I mean, the work that he puts into them, it's just, they're beautiful. And the leather is beautiful. And so, you know, you know, we started doing that, and you know, that's just taken off. I every day I sell probably 3 or 4 slips, you know. And so yeah, we got into that. And then you know, of course, I had to get into the t-shirt business. You know, it seems like everybody just wants a t-shirt. So I started selling, you know,
Yep.
t-shirts, sweatshirts.
And
And then
of course, the swag, you know,
yeah, and then I
dude,
started
people
getting
go crazy for that stuff.
dude, it's yeah,
People
I
go
don't,
crazy for it.
they do, man. You know, I think it's awesome. You know, I don't know
Oh, it
why, but
is.
they love it. And you know, I'm the same way. You know, I got my sticker wall back here and a whole bunch
Oh,
of
trust me, I
stuff.
can see it. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
it.
So started selling stickers. And then it was the beer and sausage knife with Great Eastern. They had the design. I don't have a tube here with me, but they had the knife sticker, you know, on there.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
I was looking at that. I'm like, you know, how cool would that be if I could just have a sticker of just that graphic? So, I emailed Sue at Risner Cutlery, and I said, hey, is it possible that I can get some stickers of these? And so she, ran it through Bill, and Bill said, yeah, sure, go for it. And yeah, so that's how that's how the Risner stickers started coming around. And
So now,
doing.
are those stickers only available on your website?
Yeah, so they're only available on my website. And
Oh, dude, that's
Bill,
cool.
Bill, and he didn't need to. This just tells the character of Bill. He didn't need to, but he asked me if he could sell some in his store. I'm like, yeah, I mean, they're your knives. They're
Right,
your, that just
right.
tells you the good character of what Bill is. And so there's some that he'll have, or he has in his store there in the shop. But yeah, I'm the only one that really has the Grayson stickers. I mean, it was my idea, so I get that. But yeah,
I
just
did
like I
not
said,
realize that
every
that was your
run,
idea. That's
yeah,
cool,
yeah,
man. That's
every
pretty
run I try
cool.
to make so I will email Sue and just see what kind of graphic design she came up with, and they usually work out perfect for stickers, and I'll order her 50 or 100 of them. So
That's awesome, man. That is too
mhm.
cool. Yeah, because I saw those on the website and I was like, is that no? And don't, but I was like, that doesn't seem like something GEC would do. And now,
Right, yeah.
but they're cool. I like
Oh, yeah.
them. But
Yeah,
that
they
just, but you
neat,
know what?
man.
The whole traditional side of the thing, and then this, because the stickers are just awesome. The graphic, like you said, is really cool.
Oh yeah, yeah, she
And
does a great job.
that just okay, that's awesome
Mhm.
that you're pretty much the guy that came up with the idea and sells them. Dude,
Yep,
that's awesome.
yeah,
That is too cool. Now,
yep.
I know you said you talked about, visiting
Mhm.
GEC and stuff. Have you had the opportunity to visit any others? Any other?
No, I haven't. So this June, actually here, 3 weeks, I'll be going to the Blade Show for the first time.
Oh, will you? Oh,
Yep,
good.
yep. So
Good.
we're gonna go down and yeah, that'll be my first time, and gonna meet with some awesome guys down there. I don't know if you know Benny or Ben from Jack Wolf Knives. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
been on Instagram lately, kind of
Yes.
starting
Yes.
his business. So I'm gonna meet with him, and a whole bunch of friends. I got lined up with, and it's gonna be a good time. So
So, and
uh,
you're gonna have a table and everything there, and
no, I'm not gonna. I'm just going to go down and just experience it.
oh,
Just walk,
okay, okay.
just meet with the guys and meet with the friends, and this is my first time, so just see what exactly it is, and then in the future, we'll see. I might set up, go from there. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was all set up to go to Atlanta last year,
Mhm. Right.
and then, of course,
Yep.
but I'm not going to be able to make it this year. It's not in the cards to make it this year. I will be going to Blade Show West
Mhm.
down in Long
Cool.
Beach. That's a
Yeah,
little, it's a
that's
little
easier to
closer.
do.
Yeah, but I mean, I really wanted to go. I mean, I want to go to when everybody says Blade Show. Obviously,
Mhm.
they're kind of talking about Atlanta for
Yep.
the most part. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was all set up last year, and then I just kind of, and
Yep.
it didn't work out. But that's very cool that you're going to be there and get to experience it. And from what I understand, it's pretty. Now,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know, since we're still kind of trying to come out of this whole, hopefully coming out of this whole COVID thing and all that
Mhm.
good stuff. I don't know. I honestly don't expect it to be as big as it has in the past, just because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, there's a lot of dealers that backed out, and they're not going to be there. But I mean,
Yeah.
for the most part, I've checked the list, and all my
Oh, there's still
Instagram
gonna be.
buddies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like all the like some of Grandpa's friends are going to be down there. Some new guys, like I said, been with Jack Wolf. He's going to be there, and so I got about 10 people on my list to stop by and annoy. So
Well,
yeah.
and that's the thing for me. I mean, yeah, it's cool to go see the knives, obviously, and
Yeah.
experience that, but it's the people that I go for.
Yeah, dude, it's the conversations that will last, hours and hours of just talking about pocket knives, and yeah, just the bond, it's incredible.
Well, like you said, there's gonna be some of your grandpa's friends and stuff there. I mean, the
Yeah.
reminiscing, the storytelling,
Yep.
all that stuff, those are those are experiences that you'll have for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And that's terrific. And the experience that you had with your grandfather through traditional pocket knives or C. Risner is just that's what I wanted to hear quote unquote face to face from you. And that's just really, really cool, man. It's just
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember growing up, I mean, it seemed like every month or, maybe, gosh, probably like 5 to 10 times a year, just depends. We were always at knife shows. We would go
yeah,
down to the Cincinnati Knife Show,
yeah.
Louisville, Lexington, Pigeon Forge, St. Louis. I mean, Grandpa, of course, he dragged his grandson along. So, I mean, some of the
Oh,
men.
come on, drug you along. That might be.
Here,
I'm
I got
guessing
this
those are
picture.
strong words. I'm guessing those are strong words.
So here's a picture of me and Grandpa. I don't know if can you even see that?
Oh, go up just there it is.
Yeah.
Down just a little. There you go. Perfect. Oh, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah. So
That
just
is
I was
fantastic, man.
a little kid, probably 4 or 5 at that age, and I think that was a Cincinnati show. So he always had me, going to the knife
That's
shows, and
that's
honestly,
terrific.
where you could just sit back and watch Grandpa talk.
Oh yeah.
And his mind and his knowledge of pocket knives, it just shined, at those knife shows, and it's just I love it. It was awesome.
Dude, I mean, you can tell it just comes through. It comes
Oh,
through in your face when you
yeah.
talk about it, that those
Yeah.
experiences and stuff are just,
Yep.
that's so cool. And I
Yeah.
just, and unfortunately I was kind of an oops. And I missed out on that.
Yeah.
I knew one of my dad's father, man, he passed away when I was like 4 or 5.
Mm.
So, and he was the only one that was alive
Yeah.
after I was born. So I again envy that a little, but it's just so cool that you were able to have that experience
Yeah.
and
It's awesome.
he shared his love with you.
Mhm.
And like I said, when you talk about it, it comes
Oh,
through in everything
yeah.
when you talk about it, man. That's
Yeah.
just
For sure, man.
so very cool. So
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man,
Oh
this has
yeah.
been exactly
Good, man.
what I was hoping it would be, man. And
Yeah.
I hope that we can bring traditional pocket knives, the website. I hope C. Risner. I hope we can bring that out a little bit. I mean, I'm still a little guy in the world, but I wanna try to help
Mhm.
promote the community as much as
For
possible. I
sure.
think when one succeeds, we all succeed.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
kind of my theory behind it. And guys, you have got to go check out some of the beautiful knives that Austin has in the shop. Just, I mean, from your a little bit more modern Finches to just some absolutely classics
Oh
as
yeah.
far as traditional pocket knives go. So, man, thank you so much for doing this, Austin. Like I said, I know it was kind of odd for you with your schedule, and I
Yeah.
really
Welcome.
appreciate you sharing this and sharing your grandfather with us. That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing, I think, sharing your grandfather and the history behind it. I just really appreciate that, man.
Yeah. Hey man, same to you. Thank you for what you do, and I love your YouTube channel, and it's just a good connection we have, and it's a good hobby, and we'll have to do it again.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I said, guys, C. Reisner is on YouTube. So you guys are watching. He's here. Make sure
Yep.
you keep your eyes out. Go check out the channel whenever the 71s or the Shatten Morgans or whatever comes out, and he's doing
Yeah.
everything down in the description. People will be able to, if they can't find you, they're not looking hard enough. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
No. But thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you spending this time with me
Yep.
today.
Hey, same to you, man. Thank you.
All right. You have an absolutely wonderful weekend, man.
You too, man.